Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer, so now let's talk silver. We got huge news, folks. This is crazy. India's massive silver demand cutting world's warehouse stocks. They're clearing out the shelves. We're talking about an 80% surge to a record this year as traders draw down inventories in warehouses from London to Hong Kong after these pandemic riddled years. I mean, LBMA and COMEX already came out and said, yo, we got no silver left. I mean, the silver shortage isn't a myth anymore. It can't be swept under the table. These people that were saying there's ample supplies, no, they're shut up now. They have no room to talk, and that is because the numbers don't lie. We are running out of silver at alarmingly fast rates. Now, we've been seeing this coming for years, but it seems like now the elephant in the room is being acknowledged. You can't sweep this under the rug anymore. So we're going to break these numbers down. We're going to look at what's exactly happening and what this has to do with the bigger picture. Now, what's the bigger picture, Silver Slayer? Bigger picture is far beyond just an investment demand, the investment sector. You know, local coin shops all out of silver, even most online dealers out of silver. But what's going to happen when not just you and I can't access silver, but big tech? What's going to happen when the EV sector realizes they don't have enough silver? What about solar panels, 5G towers? What about this new digital technological era we're advancing in? What's going to happen when they also realize? And are they realizing it? Is that where all this silver's vanishing to? You do not have to be a rocket scientist to know what a rapidly diminishing supply and a rapidly growing demand is going to do to the price of silver. Investing 101, low supply, high demand pushes the price up. Maybe not spot price right now, but the price you got to pay for silver, the physical price, including the premiums, that's going to keep rising. And premiums are higher than ever. And are they ever going to start lowering, Silver Slayer? No. That I can confidently say no. There's no reason they would lower, as dealers are paying massive premiums, record-breaking premiums to buy silver off of you. Why would a dealer pay the highest premiums they ever have in history to then sell it at a lower price? Premiums are going to get worse. The spot price versus the physical price that you have to pay is becoming detached. Spot price is basically irrelevant at this point. But anyways, let's jump into this article. I really hope that you stick all the way through. We have a lot to talk about, and I hope that you also purchase from one of the most trusted bullion dealers out there that still can access ample supplies of silver, that still is one of the only few authorized dealers with the U.S. Mint. That is Miles Franklin. Bottom left-hand corner, that is their email address. Send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know the Silver Slayer sent you. They will get you hooked up. That's a direct source with a big-time dealer. Andy Scheckman's the CEO. That is a business relationship that will take you much farther than buying from some random website that's filling your order. You don't know who it is, and they're running out of silver. So this is from Bloomberg. Indian silver consumption is forecast to surge by around 80% to a record this year as traders draw down inventories in warehouses from London to Hong Kong after these crazy years. Indians bought historically low amounts of silver in 2020 and 2021 as supply chains and demand were hit by these crazy outbreaks. And yes, there were so many boundaries, borders, and supply chain disruptions. It was a mess during that time. But anyways, while consumers rushed to jewelry stores to buy gold in the last year's final quarter when when the restrictions eased, this was pushing sales to an all-time high. Silver demand grew by less than 25%. This year, silver sales are back on track. Local purchases may surpass 8,000 tons in 2022 from about 4,500 tons last year, said Craig Sheth, principal consultant at Metals Focus. That's up from an April estimate of 5,900 tons, all the way to 8,000 now. We are seeing a jump in purchases among retail customers, similar to what we saw in gold last year because of pent-up demand. Imports during the January to August period were 6,370 tons compared to just 153 tons during the year before period. Did you hear what I just said? Imports during the January to August period were 6,370 tons compared to just 153.4 tons during the year before period, according to the latest data from the nation's trade ministry. For 2021, the country shipped in only 2,803.4 tons. Like they said, everything is back on track this year. And then also, applying that with not just India, but the entire world, the silver, silver in general. Everyone wants a slice of the silver pie, but there's just not much pie left. India imports about half of its silver from UK, mainland China, and Hong Kong. Buying is mainly from London Bullion Market Association, right, the LBMA, which they also came out and said that they don't have any silver left, right? And it says right here, inventories in those vaults are now falling. While gold is brought into the country by air, silver is mostly by sea. But now because of the huge demand, everything is coming by air. Wait times for sourcing the metal have also gone up, with suppliers taking about 20 days to dispatch an order. Yeah, and it's not just buying from a website. The people that are trying to, from the SLV, PSLV, trying to turn in their contracts to physical delivery, people accessing their silver from vaults. Everything is just chaotic right now because everyone's buying and they want it in their possession and they're not selling it. And there's only so much silver to go around. Silver holdings in London vaults fell to 27,101 tons at the end of September, the lowest since records began in 2016, according to the LBMA. Prices in India have fallen about 6% this year, while gold has risen about 5%. Futures of the white metal on local exchanges are trading at 58,869 rupees per kilogram, still well below the record of 77,000, which was touched in 2020. Jewelry demand comprises more than a third of the total consumption in India, while nearly a quarter goes to the industrial sector and the rest is used in silverware and other applications. The metal is popular in rural areas where it's viewed as poor man's gold because it's many times cheaper than its fellow precious metal. Silver was relatively cheaper priced or cheaply priced compared to gold, so that is probably one of the reasons why investors were buying the metal. Including in the US and Europe, Perth Mint Treasurer Samwantana says in terms of institutional silver demand, we saw that India, there was a huge demand in the form of silver large bars purely because the spot prices of silver relatively low historically. Some of these countries, they use it for religious jewelry, but it seems like even noting that they're taking the form of large bars and even more so saying that it's because spot price is so low, probably trying to cut down premiums, shows that people are actually investing into it as well, not just kind of using it as a commodity. Now, anyways, demand for silver in India may be strong for the next 3 to 4 months before stabilizing. Consumption in 2023 will not be as robust as this year, he said. I could beg to differ. Who knows, though? Who knows? And even if, demand settles down from India, it's going to pick back up everywhere else. Solar panel demand increased by 15% this year. Silver is a byproduct. They find silver by accident when they're looking for gold, lead, or zinc, right? And maybe it comes out of the ground 7-1. But that ounce of gold that gets dug up is going to stay in circulation for a century because gold is used for necklaces and jewelry and bars and coins. So they get scrapped down, melted down to more bars and jewelry and necklaces and coins. Plus, since gold is so much more expensive, people are willing to find all the gold in their grandma's, jewelry chest, and they're gonna scrap gold and take gold out of cell phones like I used to do. But silver, it could sit around in jewelry. Nobody's gonna go melt down a silver necklace or a silver ring. Plus, on top of that, since silver is mainly an industrial metal, most silver is used in technology, and when that laptop or whatever gets thrown away in a landfill, it's never recycled. So yes, it comes out of the ground 7-1, but that ounce of gold that gets dug up out of the ground is going to stay in circulation and turned into more coins and bars and jewelry, where that ounce of silver is going to be thrown away within a couple of decades. So when you're trying to incorporate or trying to compare, especially compare gold scarcity versus silver, it's non-comparable, right? It's just non-comparable, especially given that we're going to need so much more silver moving forwards, whereas we really don't need much gold moving forwards. Gold is kind of just sits around and just determines wealth, while silver has real world applications, and new applications are being discovered every single day. So if you still don't believe that the silver shortage is a real thing and is becoming more important and extreme than ever, then I don't know what to tell you. This is where I think silver's main primary force of I guess rallying or even quote unquote exploding will come from. Not just the dollar collapsing or interest rates. Yes, that also works for it. Silver's a win-win, it's the best of both worlds, but I think it's mainly going to come from the supply deficit and the increasing demand when we expand into this new green era, quote unquote. Trying to go green, it's just not possible. We don't have enough of it. So what's going to happen when everyone else realizes it? You and I realize it, but what's going to happen when it's public information? I mean, Fox is starting to talk about it. Andy Sheckman on our last show the other day mentioned that Fox is now talking about it. I mean, Oxford Economics just came out and talked about silver being the best investment for the next 5 years, and they gave all the same reasons in this video and some others. I mean, it's very it's very obvious now, and if you're not on board, it's either ego driven or you're just biased or just just oblivious to how the world works. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you thought this video was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to hit the like button. I post daily videos every single day, giving you the newest, latest, freshest, most up-to-date, recent information in the world of precious metals, more regarding silver. And make sure you go purchase from Miles Franklin. Send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Silver Slayer sent you. It'll help you out since they know you're coming from me, and it helps me out as well. But most importantly, just building a direct business relationship with that company will take you a lot farther than just buying from these random websites, because you get to they get to know your name, you get to talk to them personally, one-on-one, and that's very important nowadays, especially as it's getting harder and harder and harder to find silver. So yeah, anyways, thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.